This is my finger. See that bulge? That's not Photoshop. The reason my middle finger looks like it's developed its own gravitational field is something called PIP synovitis, and it's the result of way too much climbing and not enough rest. After years of hoping it would go away on its own, I am finally getting it fixed, and that process starts with a trip to the hospital. I'm heading to this hospital to get cortisone shots. I'm gonna get steroids injected right into the joint. So hopefully that little injection will fix this guy. Where is it? It looks fine. Ah, God, that hurts. Oh, that's not pleasant.
No.
That's really unpleasant.
Okay.
It's quick. All right. So, what now? So why in the world did the doctor just stick a needle straight into my joint? What exactly is synovitis? To help explain why my middle finger looks like it's about to give birth, here is physical therapist, climber, and YouTuber Jason Hooper.
So PIP synovitis, the PIP is referring to the proximal interphalangeal joint, which is this one, not the distal interphalangeal joint. And the synovitis part is referring to inflammation of the synovium, which is the lubricating tissue that lines the joint itself. It is the direct impact of like overuse or chronic issues where our bones are compressed together. That compression, especially if you imagine like your finger is bent into a crimp position, that compression itself can irritate the synovium.
Can I send you a picture of my finger?
Sure.
Okay, great.
See if I can. Oh wow, yeah, quite large.
How bad is it?
Yeah, bad. Like that doesn't even seem necessarily like just synovitis or capsulitis. The ring looks like in the 80th to 90th percentile, but the middle finger itself looks like it's in the 95th to 99th percentile.
I've always been an overachiever.
It's a good way to look at it, perspective.
It is a Saturday, and typically I would be up on this thing having a little climbing session, but since I have my finger issue, I can't. I'm not allowed to climb for the next 6 weeks. While I can just sulk and think about all the climbing I'm not doing. I have done my fair share of sulking. I have now taken on a more positive mindset. Just because I can't climb, that doesn't mean I can't improve as a climber. There are so many other ways to grow. After all, finger strength isn't everything. Instead of going on full hiatus, I decided to focus on things like flexibility, mobility, core, and a bit of knee strength too. I cobbled together a program made of exercises like pancakes, Cossack squats, Copenhagen planks, and the middle split. Oh, Jesus Christ. Now there is a slight chance that I may have gotten a little bit obsessed. It has now been 3 weeks since the injection, so I am halfway through the whole no climbing phase. So we're gonna see how much this finger has shrunken so far. As you can see, there is a significant amount of space inside the splint. While this program didn't necessarily make the whole recovery process easy, it did make it easier. It gave me structure, focus, and an excuse to hang out with my friends. Rather than suppressing my desire to climb, I just redirected my energy into this program and found a level of discipline I didn't even know I had. Don't get me wrong, some sessions I did skip an exercise or two. Sometimes I would do fewer sets. I didn't want to add the unnecessary pressure of, say, trying to do a middle split in 6 weeks. I didn't have any goals. The only goal was to show up. The splint's gone. After 6 weeks of wearing this thing every day to keep my finger straight, except for when I have to shower, my finger is now free to move and grip things and carry things. I am relieved. I'm just glad that those 6 weeks have passed. That was hard. I'm gonna have to be very patient and cautious as I rehabilitate my finger and restore all strength that I had lost, because the last thing I want to do is to go through this thing all over again. First step is to regain mobility, because as you can see, there is a mismatch between how much I can curl these fingers versus these, and my middle finger is slightly hovering above the rest, and I have to spend some time just pressing it down ever so slightly for minutes at a time. So I think I have my finger mobility back. Here are things I couldn't do 6 weeks ago. So I've never been able to do this before, or at least not this deep. Never been able to do that before either. I have never been able to do a pancake like this before. Like, it's not perfect, but it's progress. So what I've learned in the last 6 weeks is that consistency and effort apparently do make a difference, which is devastating, because I thought you could make progress just by wanting it hard enough and manifesting it and dreaming about it. But no. For the next few weeks, this is all I'm doing. This is my program. Before I can spend any time on the wall carrying my body weight, all I can do is lift this using this little block. I gotta do sets where I carry it with my fingers like this, and a few more sets like this. I have to do it twice in the morning and once in the evening. 2 days on, 1 day off. It'll be slow and incremental, painfully incremental even, which I think is the case for most positive change anyway. Okay, real quick, the one thing that has made this whole rebuilding process so much better is this stone hanger by Nature Climbing. If you look closely, it's got a little bit of like real stone on the edge. Might not seem like a big deal, but honestly, holding this is so satisfying. It, in an odd way, like kind of gives me a little bit of like connection to the outdoors. You know that feeling when you walk on grass barefoot? It's very much like that. It's very grounding. This has made training a lot more bearable, enjoyable even. So thank you, Nature Climbing. And now, back to work. So this montage might make it seem like this whole process was so smooth and easy, but trust me when I say it was not. In fact, it was slow, boring, and tedious. I just didn't edit it that way because then the video would be slow, boring, and tedious. Montages have this ability to smoothen sequences and compress time, but unfortunately, real life doesn't have a magical montage mode. You have to actually live through things. And injuries have this strange ability to seemingly stretch time and make you wonder if this is your state forever. Honestly, the most painful part about this whole process wasn't the injury itself. It was having to muster up all the patience and discipline and silence all the self-doubt. And in those moments when I started to wonder if I'll get better, those moments when I wanted to give up, I remembered what Jason told me about the mental part of recovery.
The hardest exercise you're going to do is to be patient and to remember that in most cases your body wants to heal and recover from these things, and like you're probably not that uniquely special in that your body doesn't want to heal. So if you're patient, if you are like progressive with it, you'll probably recover. And it's really, really, really important to remember that every little setback is just a little educational like opportunity. Oh, you went a little bit too hard. Okay, you now have like a benchmark for like how hard you can go. It doesn't need to be like snowballed into something larger. It's a learning experience. Like pain is a teacher. It teaches you your thresholds, it teaches you your limits, it teaches you things you should or shouldn't be doing. So it's important to like try and take away a positive perspective even from small setbacks. And also recovery isn't a linear line. It usually has its like ups and downs, but the trajectory is almost always positive. So it's also useful to think like, well, I'm in a little setback right now, but I'm still doing way better than I was like 6 weeks or 8 weeks ago. So like keeping that perspective in check is super important to keep this healthy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 32 kilos, which is a little less than half my body weight. If I can lift this without any difficulty, that should mean that my fingers are healthy enough to start climbing again. So, I hope I can do this. Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was fine. That was easy. That was like, I could have gone for twice as long. I think I can climb again. Okay, I just got back from the physio and I told him about the whole lifting progress and everything and how my finger is feeling. And according to him, I can climb again. So I'm gonna grab my shoes. Can't believe I'm putting these on for the first time in 2 months. This might hurt. Oh, it's not so bad. I think that the hard part is not to get too excited. We're supposed to do things very statically and controlled. So, gotta stay calm. Oh. Yeesh. What I just did was obviously like not cutting edge or anything, but it feels good. It feels good to get back on the wall and do this thing that I've missed for so long. So yeah, step by step, I feel like I'm getting back into speaking a language I haven't spoken in so long. And it's like trying to get that grammar back. That's nice. That's nice to holds again. As glad as I am to be back, there is a tinge of frustration. Anyone who's recovered from injury knows this. It's the frustration of sensing the distance between who you are now and who you used to be. I have come a long way, but I'm not quite there yet. And that's okay, because while for now I can't quite show off, what I can do is keep showing up. Thank you so much for watching. It has been a rough few months, but making this video has given me a lot of joy and fulfillment. And every time you watch, like, subscribe, comment, and share, it means a lot. Now, if you want me to make more videos like this, you can support the channel by 1, becoming a patron on my Patreon. 2, you can buy one of these sew cards. It's a product I made a few years ago, and whenever you order, it does help me just create the things I want to create. And of course, you can get your own stone hanger from Nature Climbing and use the discount code SNACK for 20% off. They would definitely appreciate that. This has honestly helped me through this whole process. I would not push anything that I don't actually believe in. So, if there are any other topics you would like me to cover within climbing or otherwise, let me know in the comments. Thank you again. See you soon.